Welcome to Life in Envelopes. I am Jennifer Bleecher. This channel is all about planning, budgeting, paying off debt, and my very exciting journey from full-time teacher to full-time Etsy shop owner and YouTuber. So if that is something that you think you would like to see, then please subscribe to my channel. I would love to have you along on this journey. Today's video is brought to you by my best friend patrons, Iaisha Allen, MamaRhi Plans, and Heather Taylor. Thank you guys so much for your support. I can just never express how much that means to me. Thank you so much. Today I'm going to be doing our family budget check-in for the third week of December. I'm using the Budget by Paycheck workbook, and I am using the Budget Mom file of facts as well. Everything I use in today's video will be linked in the description box below, and anytime I have a discount code for you guys, it is also listed in the description box below. Okay, so we're starting with this week's expense tracker. The way I use her expense trackers is I do one expense tracker per week. I list out all of the income and expenses, and then I make a key at the bottom. This key is very helpful when it comes for me to close out my month at the end of the month, because I can easily go to each week and add the categories together, and it's really makes it much simpler to do it that way. I usually do this before I get on camera with you guys, but I forgot, so I'll just go ahead and do it now. I take all this information here and I put it on my stickers from Cara Jo Plans, and then I put them on my month and I go over them with you. So I'm going to just quickly do that, and then I will come back and go over everything in detail with you guys. Okay, so let's take a closer look at where our money went this week, starting with bills. So first, our internet, which is MetroNet for $87, that came out this week. And then Netflix also came out, and that was $15. Okay, moving on to debt. There was no debt payments this week. Moving on to food. I'm out of the light blue stickers, so I'm using gray. So we ended up spending $341, but this is what happened. So we had $200 budgeted for food, which we spent last weekend, and then I had to transfer. We went ahead and got groceries yesterday. We usually get them today after I do the budget, but we got them yesterday because my parents are arriving today to start our Christmas celebrations. So we went ahead and got groceries yesterday, so we actually did. This is for 2 weeks is what I'm trying to say. So we'll take a closer look at how that's going to affect the budget when we get over to the budget page. Okay, gas. We spent $40 on gas this week. Miscellaneous. We didn't spend anything on miscellaneous. We ended up spending all of our miscellaneous money, which was $141, but we spent it on food. And I want to make sure that when I do my budget closeout at the end of the month that I'm accurately seeing where the money went. So if it went to food, I want to calculate it as food. Okay, spending money. We set aside $55 for spending money last week. We usually do $45. That's 20 for me, 20 for David, and 5 for Logan. But we added 10 more to Logan to top him off so that he was all caught up with his money that he owed David. Okay, sinking funds, debt snowball. We didn't do any of that last week. We usually do that once a month, and that is the first week of the month. But I like to still track it each week so that there's no question. So I know exactly what happened in each category each week. And then savings challenge. So last week we ended up putting $38 towards our savings challenge, and there is a video showing the savings challenge from last week if you want to check that out. Okay, so that was it for expenses this week. Now let's go to the budget and see how it all worked out, like we budgeted versus what actually happened. Okay, so we are looking at week 3, which was December 12th through December 18th. So our rollover was $17.08. Our Etsy income was $617, and I know that it was actually $617 because we do this 1 week ahead. Several people have suggested that I have some extra money this month and that I use it for getting 1 month ahead. So I'm going to look into that a little bit more. I'm not exactly familiar with what that is. And I mean, from the name of it, it sounds to me like you save your money for the, actually, I don't know. I'm a little confused by that. So I want to look into that a little bit more. Okay, and then Patreon was $71. So all together, that should have been $23.96. But I always just double check to make sure I did my math right the week before. $23.96. Okay, so MetroNet did come out, and it was actually only $87 instead of $89. City of Ames has not come out yet. So, oh yeah, I think it comes out on the 20th, so I don't know why I put it there. That's okay. We'll have to make sure I put a star there to remind me when we set up next week's budget that we include that bill on there. So Netflix did come out, and it was $15. So all together, 87 plus 15. So $102 went to our fixed expenses, which is our bills and our debt. So $23.96 minus 102. That is $22.94. Okay, moving down to our variable expenses and our cash envelopes. So we have $22.94 to start with. Food. Okay, so we had $200 in our food envelope, and we had $141 in our miscellaneous envelope. I ended up moving the miscellaneous money to the food envelope, and we ended up spending $341 on food between last weekend and this weekend. So it's really 2 weeks worth of food. Gas, we spent all $40 on gas. Miscellaneous, so we spent all of that up here. So it's actually $0 for the miscellaneous category because it went to the food. And then spending was $55, and savings was $38, because just like my Etsy income, we do savings 1 week ahead. So that is exactly what it is. So all together, it should still be $474, but I'm going to double check to make sure that is right. Yep, $474. So $22.94 minus $474 leaves us with $18.20. Okay, so moving up to our sinking funds. Again, we do not do sinking funds this week, so that's just going to be $0. And it's the same thing with our extra debt. We don't do extra debt this week, so that's $0. And we're still at $18.02 when we come down to our last category here, our extra savings, which I do as a rollover every week until the very last week. The very last week, anything we have left over in our rollover goes to paying off sinking funds and extra debt. That's the way we're doing it right now. It's the way that works best for my family. We always start the new month at $0. Okay, so that's $18.02. That's going to roll over to help cover expenses for the next couple of weeks, bringing our leftover down to $0. We want our total to be $0 at the end of each week. Okay, let's go ahead and set up week 4. Okay, so starting with the rollover, we had a rollover of $18.20. So friends, we usually don't have this much money. The reason why we have so much money is because we had really great Etsy sales. Let me grab my budget notebook, my business budget notebook. We're going to need this in a second here anyways. So the first week of the month, we had excellent Etsy sales. My goal is to bring home $250. So you can see this is way above my goal. So we were above goal for those 2 weeks. This week, we're quite a bit short, but that's because I ended up putting a lot of our money into paying for business expenses. And I talked about that in this week's business budget checkup video. If you want to go see how much we made and where all that money went and all that, you can check out that video. So our Etsy for this week, our take-home pay is only $65. And then we did get the child tax credit. I believe this is the last month that we will receive that. So $1,820 plus 65 plus 250. That is $2,135. Okay, so we needed to include Ames, which is power, water, and electricity. And it's we're on budget billing, so it's a fixed amount, so that's exactly how much it's going to be. We had a student loan payment of $40, and we had, a light is like gas for our house. So the gas for our house was $50. So let's see all together how much our bills were this week. Our bills and debts. Yeah, because student loan is a debt. So bills and debts. That is $359. And I'm just going to double check my math. Yep. So $2,135 minus $359. That is $1,776. Makes me think of the year 1776. Okay, so let's do the cash envelopes next. Okay, so the way my family does cash envelopes is we take our take-home pay, and then we use this money to fill our cash envelopes. And this week we only have $65 to work with. I'm just going to count this, make sure it's 65, so that we have the correct amount. 20, 40, 50, 55, 60, 65. Okay, so let's decide where we want to put it. Really quickly, first, these beautiful rainbow envelopes are from my friend BudgetWithIra. I do have a link to his Etsy shop in the description box below. And then these gorgeous envelopes are from my friend Sweet Bunny Budgets, and I do have a link to her Etsy shop in the description box below as well. We're gonna come back to food. Gas, we're not gonna put anything in gas this week because I am good. I still have 3/4 of a tank. Miscellaneous, we're not gonna do any miscellaneous this week. Spending money, so we're still doing our 45. So that is 20 for me, 20 for David, and 5 for Logan. And the savings challenge, we decided to skip it this week because we only had $65 to work with. So that should leave us 20 for food. And like I said, we already got food for the week, but there are just a few more things I want to get for Christmas dinner, so it'll be nice to have that $20. Okay, so 20 for David. I'm going to set that off to the side. I'm going to give myself 20. I've spent most of my money recently, so let's see how much money I have left. 20, 25, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37. So I have $37 for spending money. Logan, his envelope is empty because he paid David off last week. So we're going to put $5 in his envelope, so he now has $5. And then food, we're going to put $20 in food, and here is $20. And we're going to leave gas and miscellaneous empty this week. So altogether, that is $65. So $1,776 minus 65, that is $1,711. Okay, I'm going to bring that up here. Oh, I forgot to put the date and all that. Okay, let's do that after I do the budget because you know I get confused sometimes if I get off track. So $1,711. We're not doing any sinking funds this week, so we still have $1,711. We're not doing any extra debt. And then we have rollover, which we're going to do $1,711 towards rollover, bringing this week's budget down to 0. And we're going to have a good chunk of change at the end of the month to put towards sinking funds or extra debt or set up that 1 month ahead thing that I need to check into. I will look it up on YouTube. That's how I learn everything. Everything I've learned how to do in the last couple years has come from YouTube. So this is for week 4. So our budget for week 4, which is December 19th through the 25th. which is Christmas, but we're actually celebrating Christmas on Thursday, because my parents have to leave on Christmas Eve. Okay, so that is it. We're in a really good place this month, you guys. This has been an amazing month. I'm so excited. Even with just having $65 this week, I was like, it's fine. We're fine. Everything's fine. It really is. We're good. We're just in a really, really good place right now. So, okay. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed today's video, will you please give it a thumbs up? And I will see you all again next time. Bye, everyone.